Welcome in, folks. Today we are here to break down the offensive line for the Carolina Panthers, primarily focused on three guys that are coming back and the impact of what that means for this team, and then taking a look at the depth chart, which honestly has not changed. We saw the success that Bryce Young had. We saw his confidence, his ability to stand up in the pocket, and a lot of things were personal in his stance. But being able to get back into his groove, much improved from his rookie season. You keep the continuity, you keep the same language, keep the same offensive coordinator. Hopefully, that production and what we saw is not a blip. And we continue to see that second year under Dave Canales. So here we go. Three signings. Cade Mays had a 1 year, $3.26 million tender. Austin Corbett signed a 1 year, $3 million contract extension. Again, because he had this year technically was a carryover year on the end of his contract, would have been dead cap. And Brady Christensen, 1 year, $2.78 million. So they bring back the three guys that were free agents, three guys that we wanted. I fully expected Brady Christensen to go elsewhere, not because I wanted him to, but when we analyzed Brady Christensen, we thought for sure he could be a starter somewhere else. Maybe what he's decided is, or been, I don't want to say been told, if something happens to Taylor Moton, maybe he gets to move the right tackle. If they are not sold on Icky, although I think they are, but there's just different cases. And he's probably the best utility. I know Josh Nijman also was really good for the Panthers, plugging in. He's one of the most versatile linemen, in my opinion, in the NFL. I'm semi-surprised he didn't go somewhere else to get paid. But you also have to think about these guys have families. They have, you get accustomed to where you live and work, and maybe some guys are just like, you know what? We saw this quite a few times with free agents staying put, but maybe they're just like, you know what? I want to just stay where I am, and I'm content with it. So let's go ahead and break down the starting offensive line. As we mentioned, it's not changing. Ike Ekwonu, left tackle, Damian Lewis, and if you look at the state of the roster itself, this is where they came from. Damian Lewis, left guard, of course, we know came over Seattle. Austin Corbett, I don't know that I'd actually have him as the starter. I know he was. Guess we'll find out. It's going to be a competition between Cade Mays and Austin Corbett. And don't forget, you have Andrew Rame on the roster as well. This is only your two deep lineup. Robert Hunt has been fantastic at right guard, and Taylor Moton, your Iron Man right tackle. So only two of the five starting offensive linemen were drafted by the Panthers. Now, if Cade Mays comes around, you have him as the starter. Brady Christensen, who was the third-round pick, and Chandler Zavala as well. So a decent mix, even though the Panthers' offensive line up and down hasn't been good. Not this past season, but the year before, you still have a few pieces that were drafted earlier on. And then we have Jarrett Kingston and Josh Nijman, as we talked about. So from where we sit today, I feel really good about this roster right now. In the offensive line, we got to get some playmakers. Like, I know this is an offensive line video, but I think the Panthers still have work to do. When you look at the wide receiver room, sure, they may feel comfortable, but it may lean and push towards the Panthers potentially drafting a wide receiver or tight end or running back. So we'll find out. Anyways, folks, that's going to do it for today's episode. This is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.